Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name's Katie, for those who have for some reason forgotten, and this is Books R Us. So, this morning I just finished I believe, last book in the series. It's the last book that I know of right now. And it's kind of a prequel. I'll explain that in a bit. But I just finished The Outcast, which is the Summoner prequel by Taran Matharu. I spoke about this, I believe, in my last video, or 2 videos ago, something like that. It's a prequel to the Summoner series, which includes the Novice, the Inquisition is book 2, and then the last book is the Battle Mage. So I read the prequel, not the prequel, I read the trilogy first, and then the prequel. And it's been about a year between reading the Battle Mage and the Outcast. So, although it's only been a year, and I remember most of it, as soon as I finished Outcast, I was paging through the rest of the series, the trilogy, to see, common people or whatever. Well, if you don't know what this whole world is about, basically, it's a world where people can summon, they call them demons, but the catch is only nobles, firstborn nobles, can summon them. I don't remember the exact reason why. It's in the Novice, which I read last year. But it's something in the past that happened where only the firstborn nobles can summon demons. And they kind of act as your second person or second. They're connected to you. Think like the daemons in the Golden Compass. It's kind of like that, but you can choose who you get, kind of. Anyways, it was a little confusing how I explained it, but in the books it explains it a lot better. But basically, in the prequel, there's this guy named Arcturus who's about 15, who is able to summon a demon, but he's a commoner. He was an orphan and was raised by the common people. So in all respects, he is a commoner. So it's the first time a commoner is allowed to train at the school, Vulcans, to learn how to use their demons, how to use different spells, and all of that fun stuff. I'm not giving anything away because the book has been out for a year, and the trilogy, and it's mentioned in the trilogy, which has been out for several years now. Turns out he's actually the son of one of the nobles. Turns out the nobles can produce multiple firstborn children. The males can. The males can impregnate different women, and the woman's firstborn then is a summoner. So he's basically just a bastard. In all respects. Again, don't really like the word, but that's kind of what they use in the books. So, anyways, it's all about his adventures, Arcturus's adventures in the Outcast. In the trilogy, it's about 15 years later-ish. About 15 years later. And it deals with kind of the next generation, the next generation's coming into Vulcan's, the school, and it's becoming a more inclusive. So not only do they have nobles and commoners, they also have elves and dwarves in, and that puts more tension because there have been tensions between the humans and the elves, and then the humans and the dwarves for centuries. So they have to overcome that. And then the main character, Fletcher, is another commoner who finds out that he is noble born by at least one parent. And he forms friendships with other commoners as well as dwarves and elves. And kind of what happens in the next 3 books is kind of a lot of violence between them and then the orcs, who are kind of like, the orcs have always raided on the territory they own, so it's kind of dealing with that. I really like this series. It's kind of the Dark Materials by Philip Pullman, but twisted a bit because, they're summoning their demons rather than automatically having them. It throws in more races, so orcs and elves and all of that good stuff. So I really liked them. It's really interesting. Please give them a try. Again, I just finished The Outcast this morning, which is the prequel. You don't have to read it before the Summoner series. I didn't. It was kind of nice to see them, see characters you knew and loved from the trilogy as kids in the prequel. But if you wanted to, now they're all available, so you can, read the prequel and then the trilogy. It's just, the way it's set up, the novice, the first book in the trilogy, kind of introduces everyone. And introduces the whole world. Whereas, from what I found, you're introduced to the world in the novice, and then the prequel kind of assumes you've already read the novice, because there are some things that are talked about, but they're like, oh yeah, this happened, or like, oh yeah, you already know about that. So it's kind of glossed over a bit. Whereas in the novice and Inquisition and the Battle Mage, it's explained a bit more. So if you are interested in reading these books, do keep that in mind. But I loved these books. I really did. These are some that I might these are some that I might maybe not go back and read, but definitely go back and thumb through and say, oh, what happened there? How did they know that this happened, or whatever else? I do that with the Harry Potter series too. I don't think I've actually reread the Harry Potter series since I first read them, but which is a shock because I do like Harry Potter. But I'll go back and I'll flip through different things and say, oh, what happened? Like, I know it happened in this book, but what exactly happened? So I might do that with the Summoner as well. I actually was doing that this morning because I wanted to see different characters come into play. And how everything kind of worked for the best in a sense. So that is all I have for you today. I just wanted to gush about this series because I absolutely love it. If you have any series that you guys love, let me know in the comments below, and I will try to, read them. Like I said the last video, I'm trying to just finish up some series right now, but I am always open to new books, and I will see you guys later. Bye.